head off down to the pharmacy to pick up some pills for the missus, and you're waiting for the prescription to get filled, and you're mooching through the shelves looking at all the different lotions, potions and gizmos and gadgets for beautification, etc., and you come across this. Oh yes, it was a full case of wellies. Yeah, excellent. You don't see these at all hardly in the UK, so next time you're in your pharmacy or wherever it is that you go, probably not Boots, but like one of these independents, have a look on the shelves. It's not the first time I've found something interesting in a pharmacy. So anyway, first car I'm going to check out really, I think, is going to be this one here. This is a Lamborghini of some description or other. I'm not sure exactly what Lamborghini is his though. It looks a lot like a Murcielago, maybe. Let's have a look. So all these NEX models are excellent. I mean, £1.50, great price as well, so can't really complain. As you can see, it's got lots of peripheral details. Let's get some lighting on it. There we go. That's better. Lovely paint job. Tampos rear, tampos up front. It's got the dual cast plastic wheels on there that make it look like it's got rubber tyres. They could well be rubber with plastic inserts. And this is called a Lamborghini Murcielago, and there it is. So that's brilliant. And finally, yes, it's not the Huracan. Remember the Huracan, which I think I falsely named as Murcielago. There's the Huracan. This Huracan is a Maisto. There we go. But around about the same scale. People tend to do their Lamborghinis in a sort of bigger size. This is a Gallardo. This is the Gallardo from Majorette, of course. But there you go. A rather sumptuous looking Murcielago. And the reason I got a green one, because there was I think there was another colour, white maybe. The reason I got that one was to go with this green piece. If you remember, Alicio Diecast sent it to me. And I am kind of partial to this new shade of Lamborghini green. Of course, the Kyosho green is a lot greener. Well, it's slightly lighter. It's probably because it's got more gold fleck. But that is, isn't that lovely? And we're about the same scale too. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Quite nice because this this car here, this basically it's a Lamborghini Miura concept, was actually the platform is a Murcielago. Okay, what should we have a look at next? I think it's gonna be the Mercedes-Benz. This is a Mercedes-Benz AMG GT, of course. There we go. Lovely base on it. And again, it's got those rubberized wheels. They do feel like rubber. It's like very, very hard plastic, well, soft plastic at least, with like a co-mold hub. Very, very effective. No opening features, unfortunately, on this piece, but what details it does have, it's actually got done very well indeed. This was also available in a silver colour, and I kind of wish I picked up the silver one because just for showing it maybe and taking photographs, it would probably look nicer. I always find red's a bit tricky. I do have a few other AMGs, of course, because I do like the AMG, and I've got a nice red one here from Majorette. I'll have a little comparison size-wise. Straight on, the Majorette does seem to be slightly bigger. probably about 158 scale. Saying that because these wellies are supposed to be 160, and this will have a little number on the back here. This is 160 as well. It's not far off. It's more or less the same. Probably a slightly better, a better example is this piece here. And what's nice about the wellies is it does carry a lot of detail. As you can see, the grill there is all marked in. I mean, we've got some grill details as opposed to the Majorette, which is really just a tampo. Again, that little intake there on the Majorette is just cast in, and this one is actually a big hole. Suspension, of course, on the Majorette. Nice rear light details as well. But it's all there. You could easily sit these side by side, and yeah, you wouldn't know the difference. They both got rear view mirrors, both looking really good actually. So there's that one, and of course I've got 164 Cars and Coffee version, which is going to be a little bit, it's not a lot smaller, but it is definitely in proportion. It is a little bit smaller all round. So that's very nice from Welly, and it rolls a bit as well. Very, very cool. What should we have a look at next? I think we'll check this Porsche out, which I believe is a Cayman. Isn't she lovely? Oh, that's nice. It's got like white headlamps. Beautiful silver paint finish on that. Look at the shin. Shin shining. Wow. That's beautiful. Wheels are probably a tad small in the rim department. Probably could do it up, but overall, nice rear lamp detail. It is indeed a Cayman. Do I have any other Caymans to compare it to? Of course I do. Let's have a look. Took a little while to dig them out. First up is this one. This is a Cayman from Maisto, and it's around about the same size. Functions about the same, except for the Maisto doesn't have any interior, which is quite common now for the Maisto cheap range. But the Maisto is not bad, but the Welly is definitely a lot finer on the details through the camera there. I mean, look at the windscreen on that, and the interior. The other thing about Wellies, which I always like, is the fact that they have hollow, well, open, proper cast steering wheels, and good interiors too. One has to wonder whether the same people that make the Majorette interiors make Welly interiors, because they're always really, really tight and together. Any other Caymans? Of course, but I've got a Matchbox one. I think this is a Cayman. There it is, Porsche Cayman. Let's have a look. A little bit narrower and smaller possibly than the one from Welly, but equally as nice, of course. This one's probably around about 164, all said. Interesting. Make your own mind up there. I do like the Matchbox version, but I'm kind of enjoying the Welly version too. Yes, it does look good. Nice wheel choice. Skinnier too. Okay, and finally, what really drew my eye to the whole pile of cars that really was this piece here. This is obviously a Land Rover, but it wasn't that obvious from the top. That's how I originally saw it. I thought it was a Russian car, and I was really hoping that this pile of wellies that had come into the shop were some random Eastern Bloc wellies. And the chance of getting hold of some Eastern Bloc cars was really exciting. And then I discovered it was all European, expensive, upper market sort of cars. Some of them I already had. There was also some V-dubs and stuff there. I'll probably go back at some point and trawl through what's left of that lot. Hopefully it's just me that spotted them. But anyway, isn't that a beauty? Really, really nice details. And look at all that lovely rear end tampoing. You can make out the Defender logo. And of course, this is a Defender 90 short wheelbase. Doesn't say anything on the base there. Land Rover Defender, it just says on the base. It's got those plasticized co-molded wheels. A rather nasty extension thing there. I suppose it's supposed to be mounted on a base of some sort. Quite handy if you want to display it, like, I suppose, on a cigarette box or something. Not that that's very fashionable these days. But going around the vehicle, absolutely gorgeous. Got a few other Defenders to compare it to. Not many really from this period. Of course, there's the little tiny Matchbox for Corgi version. Came with the farm set. Quite nice. Of course, and this is the long wheelbase. This would be the 110 version. Another one, which I think you're going to enjoy, is the Hot Wheels model. Now, I couldn't dig out straight away the proper one, but I've got this one. Remember, Sick Rick sent me this. Fantastic. He lifted up the Hot Wheel model. But we can use it to have a look at the general dimensions. Fantastic. And that is it looks like a 90. Although it could be a 110 actually, given that it's got the two-door configuration. But it's got the modern up front. I mean, the Defender really hasn't changed a lot in the last 20 years. It's really just engine upgrades and other little things, nothing massive. I've got a few old models here for the 90. This is an old Matchbox. Got a couple of them, little tow bars in the back. So let's have a little compare. Ooh, there we go. So the Welly is a bit bigger than the Matchbox. Interesting. That's an old, this is a Series 3. It's probably not even called a Defender. Oh, here's a big one, big 110. Again from the Series 3 Land Rover range. Looking good, very similar, size-wise. It's a big old Corgi. Or is that the Hot Wheel? I think they've got a Hot Wheel version here somewhere as well. There's the Hot Wheel one, look. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Got a lovely Defenders. But here's one that's worth a mention. Love that one. Nice little off-roader. It's not holding back, is it? SVT. That kind of goes with this. The Beast. The Beast. But check this out. Yeah, I've got one from Majorette. Let's have a look at this. Brand new to me and to England, and brand new to your favourite one-stop shop. Stop Home Bargains. You can get this if you look hard enough. This is awesome. This is the new Majorette with suspension and scary looking wheels. Defender, I believe. There it is, the Defender 110. Going nicely there, look at that. Looking very good. Of course, this Defender's got an opening bonnet. Let's have a check of the engine under there. Should be some kind of V8 in there. Who knows? Look at that. The details are just brilliant. We go around the back. Spare tyres. So basically, I mean, we're talking 90 inches and 110, so it's like 20 20 inches different, but essentially a lot of the same parts used on these vehicles. The cab extension being the fact that it's got extra doors. There you go. So I'm actually really liking both these, and I think they're going to have to go on a little safari, aren't they? Just awesome.
The other day when I went to go and get some sandwiches from lunch from Morrison's, that they had some new stock in, which is, gosh, it's over a year since they've had new stock, and delighted to see not only some new stock but some new wheels as well, which look very, very good. So I'll show you the first one I picked up, which is the Audi whatever it is. I'm sure you'll know what it is, but it's the open top version, and these are the new wheels, which from a distance look like they are two-piece wheels with rubber, but they're not. This is very clever design, but very subtle and suit this particular model very well. And what is it called? It is the Audi R8. And very nice level of detailing. Quite thin paint, as you can see where it's on the edges, but at least it's not blobby. But these new wheels really do look the part, and I can almost imagine using those for some wheel swap customs. So congratulations Majorette, you actually produced a wheel that looks like a two-piece wheel when it's just one-piece wheel. Very good. They should improve a lot of their models no end. Not that their models are bad, it's just so often they're spoilt by other sort of glitzy wheels. And a case in point being this one, which I picked up this morning, which is the Porsche 918 Spider. Now this model really did look quite let's just get in there and show you instead. Can you do it one-handed? Oh yes. Every time I see K5 do this, I think it shouldn't be that difficult, but of course it is when you're doing it one-handed. I'm not on a tripod at the moment, as you can tell. So this model has been improved absolutely no end. I have taken a shot of the actually next to the standard version of this, or the one that came out first, and I think Chris might be able to show you that on camera. But yeah, this is without chroming, so it shows you what happens with these wheel styles. It really does look a treat. You know, so often people like myself will take models and say, oh, you know, that could be better if it was on better wheels, and you have to take them to pieces and put them on better wheels. The work's been done here, although they're not as the real car. They do make a much better model. Now, I don't know whether I've got one of these already at home. If I have, it means I can free it up to either sell it, or, should anybody want it, or to do a custom on it myself. Very nice model. So Majorette ups the game again. It's just a shame that we have to wait so long for Morrison's to hit the stock in, and of course Morrison's is the only place you can get Majorette in the UK after the short-lived exercise from Toys R Us. There you go, that's a little video. I did also pick up the Twingo, the Renault Twingo, but that unfortunately is still sitting on the rather chromy wheels. But it's a very nice metallic orange with some black striping on. So that is me signing off from a secret location in Surrey, and have a nice time collecting. of a different thing to look at. I may very well have done something on this before, but if I have, I'm terribly sorry. This is the Lonestar, rather a long mouthful here, Roadmaster Flyers Supercars Fiat 2300S. So this rather confusing set of names. Lonestar, which is on the bottom, and that was the main brand, which was owned by the Die-Cast Machine Tool Company, or DCMT, in North London. So they started making a series of model cars called Roadmasters, and then these models were upgraded to Flyers with these low friction wheels. So this sits quite high actually as a result of that, but I have to say, for my money, these were probably the best out of all the British manufacturers at this scale. I know it's not particularly realistic in terms of its ride height, but I've seen a lot worse on the Corgi from this particular time, and also some of the Matchbox. But what was particularly good about these models was the amount of effort that was put in with opening features. So the doors open, the bonnet opens, or the hood to give it an American term. There you go. Basic engine detail, but it's there. And the trunk, or boot as we call it here in good old Britain, that opens. But you know, the ride on this, in terms, it's got a suspension, but it's very, very smooth indeed. It's the smoothest running action out of all at this scale, certainly British manufacturers. It's quite an interesting system, the way that they fitted them in. As you can see, it's a nylon sub part there to keep everything in place. But the other interesting thing is that it's a screw fit base, which now wouldn't be allowed because of toy safety, but it's quite handy if you want to be doing work on it, and which is what I did, because when I got this model, for the life of me I can't remember where I picked it up, it didn't have its doors, and someone had seen pictures of it and I'd communicated with them, and they actually had a set of doors, so that's why they look slightly different tone of green to the rest of the body, but they do fit, and it made this model pretty much complete and unique because it has slightly different coloured doors, so there's probably not another one like this. But yeah, it's an interesting model, and probably my best Lonestar out of all the ones I've got. When I do find them, I tend to treasure them because they're not easy to get hold of, and they can be quite expensive on eBay. So I have actually got somewhere a Ford Corsair, which is going to be restored or renovated. That's missing lots of bits and pieces. So there we go. Really, that was just an opportunity to talk about something other than boring old Matchbox, and you know, the fact that we can't find Matchbox. So that's the Lonestar Flyers, and I'm sure many of you have got some of these
it's
at home.
Johnny Lightning, and it's from America. It's what I picked up while I was out in the States. This particular piece was, well, it's kind of a best of what was left. The Nash was one vehicle I was after for sure, and I quite liked the Mustang, but I didn't like it enough to buy one, so instead I bought this piece, the AMC Hornet from American Motors, in this rather delicious dark green poly. Release 2. Would have liked to have got a red one. Now the red one features in a James Bond film and does a special jump where it loops. Does a kind of like a spin jump. Very unusual. Got this actually from a Target, if I remember rightly. Target, Hobby Lobby and Walmart. Not all Targets, but and not all Walmarts either carry these Johnny Lightnings. I believe I got this one in a Target of all places. So there you go. Well, now, when I was looking for Johnny Lightnings, I was looking for the tanks, you know, the Days of Glory or whatever they are, that series. I did see some in Hobby Lobby, but I didn't see the one I was after, which is a Willis Jeep. So I only really want the Jeep from the series. The other vehicles are cool, and if they were more readily available, I would probably pick them all up. But when you've only got a limited budget, you just pick up really the creme de la creme. I did see quite a few Johnny Lightnings, lots from older series. But this particular piece is very striking and a very unusual car. Yeah, I think we need to get it out, don't we, and have a closer inspection. So there's the box. Oh, and there's the piece, all fresh. Doesn't really smell of anything, which is kind of sad. But wow, what a stunning paint job. It's all kind of glistening. No opening features. Nothing. Not even a little engine in there. But still, nice and solid. I love that detail up front. No license plate, which is kind of unusual. I suppose that would be stored underneath, in between those two little bumpers there. Very 1970s. Love it. Of course, the Hornet was bought out soon after the oil crisis as a kind of economy vehicle. So it's got lots of these little compact car features that we've come to see very commonly now. So what's that say on the back there? It says on the back, no, not Cato. Interesting. Don't know what that means. It's also got a license plate specific with one of the American states, probably. Nice features inside. Features a separate spoked steering wheel, which is always a bonus. Of course, the Johnny Lightning costs around about $5.48, and you have to pay a bit of tax on top. So yeah, it falls in the premium bracket. All the premium cars seem to be about that now in America. And of course the exchange rate means that it's about a £5 piece in UK money. The only thing was M2s were a little bit more expensive, hence the reason again for being a little bit reserved on the purchase of those. And I kind of wish that I had picked up a few now, but you know, can't live in the past. What a strange little niblet on the front there. Don't know what that's all about. Great detail though, all that chroming around, or paint, silver painted wipers and edgings around the windows, and overall just a very stunning little piece. Has it got any info on the bottom? 2019, 2018, 2002. So it's quite an old casting then, really, from the Johnny Lightning Plain Mantis period. Absolutely stunning.